Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here. Welcome back to some Star Citizen. It's been a while since I've checked out this game, so I thought I'd come back here in patch 3.17 and show you guys how the game is shaping up. So, we are stood here in Arccorp at the moment, and what I thought we would do today is go and do a bit of mining in a prospector, show you guys how that gameplay loop works. And I really want to concentrate on a specific gameplay loop because I feel that lots of videos out there kind of are heavily edited and they take a lot of the experience out of playing Star Citizen away. I'm going to try and edit this as little as possible without boring you too much and show you, just what it is you can do in the game, because I think a lot of people wonder, what do you actually do in the game? It seems very open-ended, it's not very obvious what there is to do, so if this video is a success, I might go and even explore some more gameplay loops. So we are going to head over to the city transport, and that is over in this direction, over to the Area 18 spaceport. So in this game, oh no, we just missed the tram, or the train, or I don't know, what do you guys call this thing? It's a hover train, I suppose, or a hover tram of some description. Rip. There goes somebody else who was lucky enough to get on there. But yeah, anywhere you want to go in this game, as some of you will know who've played this game before, there are no shortcuts here. If you want to transit over to the space station, you can't just fast travel there or something. You've got to wait here for the train in real time. And for some people that might be a bit of a turn off, but for others, it just adds to the immersion of the game. We do have some NPCs around here. As you can see though, for the most part they're sort of placeholder. They usually just stay in specific positions, and like that dude's just standing on the middle of the bench there. Obviously doesn't really have much of a purpose. Okay, so we are on the train.
Stand clear of the doors.
So this city is kind of inspired by Coruscant in Star Wars. I know when you look at it now, you might not think it. It's maybe a bit more cyberpunky, really. But once we get up out of the atmosphere and you look down upon the planet, you'll see exactly what I mean. So, like I said, we're going to be doing some mining, and I actually need to get us over to where my mining gear is. We are going to be mining on a moon which orbits this planet called Lyria. So we're not going to have to travel too far, but I am going to have to nip over and get my prospector, which is the mining ship I'm going to be using.
Now arriving.
Alrighty. So here we are at the space station. Next thing we need to do is find a ship retrieval console, and then we can actually get one of our ships sent to one of the landing pads or one of the hangars and take off. Alrighty, so here we are at the ship retrieval consoles.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I don't have a whole lot here. Any of these that say claim, that means I'm going to have to wait for them to actually be sent here. I've got the Freelancer Max or the M50 Interceptor. So let's go ahead and take the Origin M50 because that is a racing ship, so it's going to be a little bit faster.
Your vehicle has been
Hangar 3, thank you, very nice. Let's head over to the hangar elevators here. So you'll notice in this game they've kind of gone out of their way to make everything within the game world interactable. You don't really have any just, specific hotkeys that you press to make things happen. You hold F and then you can go into this interactive menu where you can zoom in and out of things, and you'll notice that things look pretty detailed and nice as you do so, and then you click on buttons actually within the game. So that's all part of the immersive experience. So before I get in, I'm going to hit F11. I'm going to go to Friends, and we're actually going to click on the Area 18 landing services. That should request undocking permission.
You are clear to launch.
And the hangar will start opening up for us there. So here's the M50, not a particularly expensive ship. As I said, it's really, just for racing around in, but it gets you from A to B, so that's pretty much all it's good for, but it's nice to have sometimes. Okay, there we go. Let's put our landing gear up. hangar bay. Yep, we have opened up. So you'll notice this thing is pretty speedy. And as we hover up here using our thrusters, you can see what I'm talking about. Here's the city of Area 18, but as we get further out of the atmosphere,
Please visit again.
you guys are going to see how much of this planet is actually a city. Let's just put our speed to max here. It's a pity that we're on the dark side of the planet. Because if it was sunny down there, you'll be able to see, but I think you guys can tell that this entire planet is just one big city. Alright, we are good to go. So let's go into our star map now, and we're going to go and set a course to Arc L1, which is where I have my prospector docked. We're going to hit B to quantum travel. And this is going to be a two-step journey here. So we're going to go head off to this orbital marker first, and then you can travel to the next destination. Which is actually obstructed though for some reason, so I have no idea why it told me to go to this orbital marker when the entire planet of Arccorp is obstructing our quantum travel path. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to actually head over to one of the moons here, and we're going to use that as an orbital marker. So let's head over to Walla here.
Quantum drive activated. Quantum drive deactivated.
Alright, and now hopefully if we set our course to Arc L1, we are, yeah, there we go, we can, okay, we're going to have to go to another orbital marker. Let's hope that this one does the trick. You can see how cool it looks to actually be able to see the other half of the moon in the starlight. So you can see here, the quantum travel system in the game, you've got to go from point to point. You can't just go from A to B. If you want to go to like a moon that's orbiting a planet, you first have to quantum drive to the planet. If you want to go to this station here, you first have to go to Arc L1, and then from there you're able to go to this particular station's location. So let's not get going too fast here, because there is a danger that you will overshoot the station. I think new players actually do that a lot. So you can see that red bar on the left. If I move my mouse wheel up and down, it will actually set a maximum thrust that I'm allowed. And generally whatever is below the red is sort of controllable. So if you're dogfighting, this is where you want to be. But if you want maximum speed, then you can put it all the way up into the red. However, it is going to take you time to slow down, so as you start to approach the station, depending on how heavy the ship is, the velocity of it and all that, you are going to want to start slowing down. You can also hit C, and then you get that little upwards arrow there, and that indicates cruise control. So once we get into range, the way docking works is that it will tell you on screen that you have to contact ATC. So there you go, please contact ATC to land.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Okay. So the arrow there tells you exactly which hangar you should go and land in, and FYI, if you do land in the wrong hangar, your ship will be impounded and you will have to actually pay a fine to retrieve it. So I'm going to hit N and put my landing gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Aha! Look over there, the hangar next door. There is actually a MISC prospector going out to do some mining of his own. Ah, we were upside down. That makes sense. There he is. So if I go in here, just to show you guys, it'll probably say that I'm blocking. Has he crash landed? I think he maybe forgot to put his landing gear down. Oh, wait, it just popped up. Yeah, there you go. Obstructing parking area, impounding vehicle in 34, 33, 32. So let's get the hell out of here. So you can land in two ways here. You can either just do a manual landing like this yourself, or if you hold N, which is the button for your landing gear, it will actually do an auto landing, which is nice for taking you to the center of the pad.
Complete. Pleasant stay.
So we're going to turn off our engines, we're going to run back inside here, take an elevator up back to the ship retrieval console, and we're going to store this ship and pick up our prospector. So let's hit the lobby there. Okay, so here we are at the ship retrieval console again. Now before we go and retrieve our prospector, I am just going to go and check my loadout, as it were. So we're going to hit F1, go into the vehicle loadout manager, click on the MISC prospector, and then you can basically see what you have installed on the ship. You can't do this if your ship is on a landing pad. It has to be stored at the particular station. So we're going to head into utility, and yes, we have the Stampede module and the Surge modules. You guys don't really need to know what those do yet, but I will show you later on in the video.
Welcome
So let's go
to
here.
The ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
This prospector,
Vehicle
retrieve.
selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has
Hangar
been
1.
delivered.
Lovely. So let's hit hangar 1, back down in the elevator. And as I said, you know, if you do venture out into this station, you can find another elevator that will take you to the sort of commons area where there are shops and whatnot, and then also to the refinery where we will be heading later on once we finished mining stuff. So there she is in all her beauty. You can see these thrusters can actually angle down, so it does have a VTOL mode on this one. These are the ore containers. This ship doesn't actually have any sort of universal cargo room. It can only hold harvested ore. So it's pretty bare bones. There's not really anywhere you can go, as I mentioned. Everything in the back end is essentially just for holding ore, so there's no real need to go there. Here you can see you've actually got where the modules are stored in the ship. So you've got the jump drive, you know, the gravity generator, all these things. And in the future, I believe you will be able to access those panels. You've got a bed here, which you can lie down in and log out if you want to exit the game while you're out in space. Here's your toilet. Always a necessary feature. And here you've got the cockpit with a single seat. So, you know, nothing too fancy, as is generally the case with MISC ships. Let's go ahead and request undocking permission. Power up.
You are clear to launch.
And I see we're a little bit low on quantum fuel here. So let's actually go in vehicle maintenance. And we'll click on all those there. Get refueled, repaired. And then basically you just have to wait on the landing pad. There we go. And before we take off, the third thing you want to do is set your destination. So let's zoom into Arccorp, and we are going to be going to the moon of Lyria. That is where you find some nice juicy Quantanium, which is one of the rarest minerals that you can actually mine in the game. Alright, here we are back at Arccorp. We should now be able to head over to Lyria. Now I have actually upgraded this prospector with a faster quantum drive, so it doesn't really have as much fuel, like it's not as efficient, so it can't take you very far, but it is very fast. So For what I'm using this ship for, which is just sort of around the planet of Arccorp, this is perfect. But if you wanted to travel, you know, all the way across the solar system, you would probably want a different quantum drive that was able to take you further. Alright, so here we are at the icy moon of Lyria. So now we are going to want to go down to one of these points, and anything with a dotted line means it's on the other side of the planet and it's going to actually take you around the planet. Anything that is whole like this is actually, you know, so you can see that this location is right down there and not straight through the planet and on the other side. So we're going to take ourselves down to one of these areas called, why can't I find any of them, called Spall, there we go, Spall 9, which is Shubin Processing Facility. Let's head down to that one. As long as it's got mountains around there, you should be able to find Quantanium. And that's what we're going to be looking for here. We're going to be looking for Quantanium, the mineral that is refined out of the ore to create quantum fuel, so it's very valuable. There we go. Turn off our quantum drive, and now we are going to have to do some scanning to actually find some mineable rocks down here. So there we go, we can scan 360 degrees, and what we're looking for here is two rocks together. So what you can do, in fact I think we've already hit the jackpot there, you can zoom in. If you zoom out like this and scan, you scan everything around. If you zoom in, you can scan just the area down there, and it's actually very white and cloudy, so you guys maybe can't make it out, but you can just see we've picked up two rocks down there. If you see any more than one, you can be pretty sure that it's going to be Quantanium. Now, whether or not this is actually going to be worthwhile mining or not, we'll have to see. So we hit M to activate our mining mode here. First we're going to have to scan these rocks and see what's in them. So the mass of this one is 4,000, that's a decent size. And you're going to have to wait a sec to get the scan composition. Okay, this is 17% Quantanium, as you can see on the right there. We've got some inert materials, which is basically just complete waste, and then we've got some quartz and some beryl, which are not worth very much at all. Let's check this one out. Of course, the dream is if you find an asteroid that is like, you know, huge, and it's like 50-60%. A lot of them you will find like this, they're like 1.5-2% Quantanium. They're actually not really worth mining. This one down here is a decent size. If it was about 7,000 or 8,000 in mass and 17% Quantanium, that would actually be a decent haul, but for the purpose of this video, this one's okay. We're not going to get a full cargo hold of Quantanium, but I'm just going to show you guys how this works. So you can see on the left there it says effective range. The closer I get, the more that bar charges up, and as you fill that bar up, it says you're in the optimal range. So then you just click to turn on your mining laser, mouse wheel up to increase the intensity, and on the right you will see that we start charging this rock up with energy. And what we want to do is charge it up and keep it in that green area that says optimal until the rock cracks open and turns into smaller bits that we can then crack open again. So if you get it into the overcharge area, that red area, the rock will actually explode and it can completely destroy your ship, so you do have to be a bit careful. So as we start to get up to this optimal area now, I'm going to start to mouse wheel down, and I'm just trying to dance on that line of keeping it in the optimal area without it getting too high. So let's turn it down there. It's getting a bit close to the overcharge. Oof. Let's turn it way down. Okay, back up a little bit. It also depends where you point the laser at the asteroid. It will have hotspots, so to speak. If you move it around a little bit, it'll start to charge up more or less. So that's pretty much the sweet spot there. And once that green bar on the left charges all the way up, boom, you crack the rock open. And now we can scan each individual part again, and you get a new mass, and you can see this particular part here has 43% Quantanium. So we definitely want to crack that one. And you're not going to need nearly as much power for this because the mass of the rock is so much less. So it's quite an interesting little mini game here. They could have easily made it where you just click a button and you mine the asteroid and that's it, kind of like how it is in EVE Online, if anyone's tried that game. But they've actually turned it into a system where you really can't just zone out, you know, if you want to successfully mine, because you will end up exploding the rock and losing out on that quantanium. So I hit right click, extraction mode is activated, and this is how you actually hoover up and harvest the ore. And again, you're going to have to scan every bit here. So of course, anything that is 100% quantanium, you want to hoover that up straight away. You can scan all of these, of course, you know, straight away if you want, and then start harvesting, because in a minute, underneath where my cargo is on the right, you will see that that quantanium is actually going to turn unstable. And if I don't get it to a station and store my ship and get it into a refinery, my ship's going to explode. So that's a kind of one of the risks of harvesting quantanium. Like I said, this isn't, you know, a big rock, and some people may move on from a rock like this and, you know, spend some more time looking for a better haul of quantanium, because it does take time to get down here. Once you start harvesting the stuff, now you can see that timer. It says volatile cargo detected. Time until critical 30 minutes and 40 seconds. So after that time, my ship will explode. So now I'm against the timer. You know, once I've harvested here, I don't really have time to go and look for another asteroid or another rock, as it were, crack it open and harvest more quantanium. So I'm just going to take whatever I can here, and we're going to get back to the refinery. Also, if you are interested in mining in Star Citizen, or getting into the game in general, feel free to use my referral code. That should give you some extra in-game starters when you get your first package. Why are the doors closing? So this is a problem, because now it is... Okay, this sometimes happens. Sometimes it tells you that you can dock in a specific hangar, and then you go over there. Okay, now it's sending me to this one, so I don't know, I must have taken too long. Somebody else got the landing bay, I guess. Let's make sure our landing gear is down here. I'm going to kind of hurry up a little bit here, because that's taken some extra time. I don't want to explode. If you're wondering if you're actually clear of the doors, you can go into that view. Yeah. Getting short on time now. Let's land quickly. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up!
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Definitely does get your stress vibes going a little bit. I'm not too worried about this particular haul of quantanium, but if I'd have gotten 100% quantanium that was worth a lot of cash, I've had that sometimes blow up just due to a bug, you know, due to the hangar doors just not opening. And that's not very fun. Once we get up here to the lobby and store our ship, everything will be safe though. There we go.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
MISC Prospector, let's click Store. Transferring, stored. Okay, so now our quantanium there and our ore that we've harvested is completely safe. Now, if you want, you don't have to harvest quantanium. You can also harvest something else like Bexelite, which is pretty valuable. And none of the other ores in the game will explode. So we're going to take this elevator now, head down to the refinery, and I'm going to show you guys what you can actually do with your harvested ore. Oops. Went the wrong way.
From accounts, please contact management. Accounts, contact management. Thank you.
So here we are at the refinery. Head up the stairs here, and we've got two options. There's somebody else. There's another player who's been busy doing some mining. So if we head over here to ore sales, the first thing you can do is sell your ore directly to the refinery, and they will then refine it and make a profit off it. But the good thing about that is you get money straight away. So we select our Mist Prospector, and you can see for what we've mined here, we've gotten 58% Quantanium, bit of quartz, a bit of beryl, and no inert materials, which is basically about a 50% haul. If we sell this, we'll get about 50,000 credits for that. So if you want some quick money, you can do that. And honestly, if I wasn't making this video, I would probably just sell this because it's not really that much Quantanium that it's worth refining. However, for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you how the refining works. So if you click into the refining center here, click begin, we can set up a work order. So let's select our prospector, set up work order, and then you select which mineral you want to refine. So we're going to refine the Quantanium. You could also refine the other ones if you wanted, but it's honestly not really worth refining those. Then you're going to select the method. So based on the refining method you select here, it's going to take less or more time, it's going to cost more or less credits, and it's going to give you a higher or lower yield. The one I use is called Dinix Solventation, and if we click on get quote here, it only costs me 2,289 credits, and the yield, the quantity of Quantanium here is 1140, and the yield is 1,083. So you're almost getting the closest to a 100% yield as possible. The downside to this process is the time it takes. So this one is going to take 19 hours and 18 minutes. If it was even more, sometimes it takes 1.5 days. But, you know, if you're doing other things within the game, this will be going on while you're offline, while you're not playing the game, while you're busy doing other things, and it will be essentially making you money, right? So if we click confirm there, the work order begins, and 19 hours and 18 minutes later, I will be able to come back and I will be able to store the refined materials in one of my ships. And if you want, you can do that right now. You can click stop and collect, and you can choose to get rid of whatever is not done, and however much has finished processing, you can store that in one of your ships. Now, the reason I said I would have probably sold this batch of ore is because you can only have 3 work orders going at a time. So in a perfect world, you want to get a cargo hold with 100% Quantanium ore, and then you want to refine that entire cargo hold, and you want to do that 3 times, and that will get you a ton of credits. I'm going to carry on mining, set up a couple more work orders here, and then we are going to come back, collect them, and I'm going to show you how you can sell them and just how many profits you can make. But for you guys, this should take no time at all. Alright, so here we are back at the refinement center again. So it's been 1.5 days now, and we have 3 completed work orders waiting for us. So what we can do is then select a storage option for these. So you can basically send them to whichever of your ships you have docked at the station. For me, that is going to be my Freelancer Max. So this is how much cargo room it's going to take up and what we have left. So let's just go ahead and click collect on all of these. There we go, number 2 and number 3. That is almost going to be a completely full Freelancer cargo hold of Quantanium there. And now we are going to head over to Arccorp in Area 18, head to the trade division, and we're going to sell our Quantanium. So you can see this is a pretty beastie boy. It's not as big as some of the other cargo ships in the game, like the Caterpillar, that can hold a lot more. So if you're going to be doing something like trading, for example, you know, buying goods at one station, taking them to another, and selling them for profit, you probably want something with an even bigger cargo hold. But the Freelancer Max is pretty nice. You know, it's got a decent amount of cargo space in it, as you can see, so you can fit some vehicles in here. It's fairly cozy. It is made by the Mist Corporation, of course, so it's, you know, fairly bare bones, really. You've got a bunk here that you can log off in, go to sleep in, etc. Other than that, it's, you know, it's just a cargo ship. So let's go ahead and power up. Request docking, or undocking permission, I should say.
You are clear to launch.
We've got plenty of quantum fuel and plenty of hydrogen fuel. heard somebody running around just then. There's another player down there. What is he doing? Is he trying to stow away inside my ship? Boom. Here we are. Back at Arccorp. So we're going to head down to Area 18. If we can find it once this has cooled down. There it is. That's the marker for the capital, as it were, of the planet. So this is where we took off from at the start of our video. And you can kind of get a bit of a better look at it now and see, you know, just how it is similar to the planet of Coruscant from Star Wars. The entire coverage of the planet, the entire planet is just one massive city, it looks like. And it's all divided into different areas. So Area 18 is like the main capital, as it were. And then you've got plenty of other areas down there as well. Okay, there we go. Please contact ATC to land. I have this bound to a hotkey, so I'm just going to double tap that. And hopefully...
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There we go. That's the one down there. Now I am coming in at quite an angle here, so I'm going to use my mouse wheel on the left just to lower my maximum speed down a little bit. Because I really do not want to crash. If I crash in this thing, we lose all our Quantanium. We lose everything that we've worked for the past, well, couple of days for me. Probably more like half an hour for you guys. Okay, let's get nice and slow here. I really actually don't like these vertical landing pads because it's very hard to land in first person there. But I'm going to take this very slow because I do not want to die. I think this... Is this bay door even big enough? Yeah, of course it is. Whew. There we go. We made it. Almost. Let's just put the automatic docking thing on because that helps usually with getting a good docking sequence and making sure you land correctly and you can stow your ship.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and power off here. Take the side entrance. You can, of course, if you wish, take the big ramp at the back of the Freelancer. That's where you would unload your vehicles and whatnot. Okay, so now we are docked. We're going to head up to the ship retrieval console, and we're actually going to click to stow our ship, just so it's safely saved within the system of the game. If you don't do that, your ship is still on the landing pad. Something could happen to it. It could be impounded, probably not though, but it's usually safest once you land somewhere just to stow your ship or store it and make sure it's safe. Once you've done that, the Quantanium or whatever you have in your cargo hold should be completely safe there. Whoa, a little bit laggy in here. Where are the ship retrieval consoles? It's been a while, guys, since I've been here, so you're going to have to bear with me. Here they are.
Welcome to the ASOP Vehicle Retrieval System.
There we go. There's our Freelancer Max. Let's click Store. Transfer into storage. Okay, stored. Great. Now we're going to have to go and find the transit. So here we go. Transit platform. And we're going to wait. And we are going to make our way over to, what is it called? I think the industrial area. Something like that. Area 18 Central. That sounds about right. Okay, doors opening before we've even got to the station. That doesn't seem very safe, but let's plod on. Arccorp Plaza, that is the area that I was trying to remember the name of. Looks like we've got some politicians here up for election. Alrighty, so right over there as you come out the station, the TDD. Excuse me, the Trade Development Division. That's where we're going. Hello? Oh, thank you. So you can see the game is definitely a little bit finicky. You will have to be patient. This is not a game for anybody who wants quick entertainment, let's say. So we're going to head over to one of these consoles here. Head to sell, select a location, freelancer max. We're going to take our Quantanium. As you can see here, we have 10,229 units to sell, and for that we will get about just over 900,000 AUEC, so close to 1 million. Not bad. If I would have sold each of these halls of Quantanium by themselves, just to the ore, you know, sold them as ore, I would have gotten about 300,000 for that. So it may take a while to refine them, but you're going to end up getting 3 times the price. So I really do recommend doing that. As you can see, I was broke before. I had 28,000, so now I'm a little bit richer. Actually, this is definitely one of the ways that you can make the fastest amount of money in the game. I at least recommend doing it as a sort of side game whilst you know, explore the rest of the game. And if you do that, you'll be able to buy any ship in the game that you want fairly easily with a little bit of hard work. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down below what you thought of the video. Like I said, I am looking to sort of showcase more gameplay loops within Star Citizen. So, you know, whatever you're interested in, be it bounty hunting, mission running, anything like that, let me know down below if you'd like to see another video like this where I do something else other than mining and refining. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.